Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live this Friday night special, midnight mass edition. Guys, it's great to see you. Great to have you along for the ride tonight. And yeah, got some interesting stuff to go over tonight, and we are going to get down to it all, boppers. We're going to get down to it all, boppers. But without any further ado, let's see who is active in the chat so far tonight. We've got 7-1, Hector the Dude, Keith Havens, Neomo, Surami, good to see you. Kyle, good to see you back. Dylan McDougal, back in the mix. Crypto Batman, the Crypto Batman, gonna tune in, see if I can stay awake. Been a long ass day. Crypto Batman, welcome. We've got a lot of crossover between Crypto Batman show and my show. A lot of crossover there, so good to have you in the mix, sir. Bass Fisher, Mama Crypto, Audio Freak, Bang Stun, everybody Bang Stun tonight. Who else do we got active? We got Hunter Wayne, we've got Gray, we've got Josh Randell Disavows, Julio, Alan Schneider, of course, the Hump Deezy. Yeah, great to see you guys, and the list goes on, Before we get started, if I could just ask you to smash that like button. I want you to smash that like button like you'd smash your first childhood celebrity crush. And it's a real simple thing to do, and it helps us work through those tricky YouTube algorithms. And also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm, of course, Steven Steele, and we've got just an exemplary, very eccentric, I would say eccentric and fun group here, and I want you to be a part of it. So feel free to hit subscribe, hit on that notification bell, and ascend with us to the moon, Mars, and beyond. If you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's obviously hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts put forth. And that's what enables me, frankly, to stream as much as I do. I live stream on average about 4 to 6 nights a week, and we have a great time. Don't we, folks? I think we have the best time. We have the best time, frankly, no matter what the market's doing. Also, if you're currently not a member, membership starts at just $4 a month. It's easy to do, really easy to become a member, and unlocks members-only videos and live streams, and plus you get that nifty badge and emojis. And that just starts at $4 a month. You can check that out by clicking the link pinned at the top of the chat. Got a lot of great stuff to go over to tonight, some interesting stuff as well. And boy, oh boy, did we have a heck of a stream last night. We had over a couple hundred people in here at all times, and we had a blast. And we're going to continue those good times tonight. Right now, the Doge, in retracement, trading just a bit below 19 cents. But look, when you look at the totality of what Dogecoin has done over the last week, since Monday, we're still talking an increase. Considering where the market value of Dogecoin is right now, we are still talking about an increase of about 27% throughout the course of the week. Again, keep in mind, folks, we are coming out of extremely bearish and stagnated territory there. So comparatively to the rest of the market in particular, Dogecoin has been incredibly bullish, and it's always a difficult task to break away from Bitcoin dominance. Love it or hate it, this market is largely a Bitcoin dominated one. So that's why we always want to root for the success of Bitcoin, because it helps pull everything else up from Ethereum to Doge right down to the low market cap DeFi projects, etc. Bank's done starting things off with the first super chat of the night. $2 make you holler. We have the greatest times here. I agree. We really do, folks. We really do. And it's great to be here with you guys night after night. We do it to it like no one else does. Steven Steele Batman show was... Oh, come on. I love Crypto Batman. Crypto Batman is actually one of two popular Doge-centric content creators, streamers, whatever you want to call it, that actually reached out to me when I first began making content, when I was barking into an iPhone, broadcasting over Twitter. Crypto Batman was there and showed me strong support straight out of the gate, straight away. And I don't forget that stuff. Anyway, going on here, we have got, of course, what has been dominating the headlines? What has been dominating the crypto headlines? What has been dominating the financial press? Of course, it is Dogecoin and Tesla's phase 1 acceptance of it. And by phase 1, I mean now merchandise can be purchased via Dogecoin. As soon as that went live on Tesla's website last night, I tried my best to get on and cover it. And we already saw a significant increase in value on Dogecoin just through the word of mouth of that happening alone. And then, of course, while we were on the air last night, I'm not sponsored, but this is some good coconut milk. Elon Musk announced it officially that they were taking Dogecoin for Tesla merchandise, and that really kind of set the precedent for the rest of the evening into today, and things really kind of went gangbusters. I would say we fell a little bit short of what my predictions were for today. I guesstimated that Doge was going to hit somewhere about 22, 23 cents, but we ended up trading sideways pretty much between the high 18s up to just under 20 cents for pretty much most of the day. And that's okay, particularly when we look at what the rest of the market is doing. Dogecoin is hanging tough, as a boy band from the 1980s once said. Now, given that, folks, I think a lot of this has to do with patience. And I've warned about this in the past. I'm very trepidatious about putting a lot of pressure on particular dates and events. I think from what we've seen, particularly as it relates to Dogecoin, that events and the table that's being set to what I believe is going to make Dogecoin ultimately incredibly successful long term. I do believe that Dogecoin is going to be a long-term top 3 crypto and does stand a pretty good chance of being the world's most popular digital currency in a retail space. But folks, I do think this is something that's going to happen more subtly. What we saw last night with the phase 1 of Tesla integration of Dogecoin. So all the other factors that are going to positively impact Dogecoin throughout 2022, and I've talked about what those factors are many times on here. And I think most of them are probably going to happen by the end of this first quarter of this year even. For what we've seen in the past, it kind of comes to critical mass where it can't be held back anymore, where there's like a groundswell on the street level, on the community level, where it's like one positive thing after another. And of course, people are like, how can this be that Dogecoin isn't sailing up at least 40 cents on the heels of this news with Tesla? Well, it's never really worked like that in the past. It kind of is an accumulation of a critical mass groundswell setting the foundation where all of a sudden not even the whales can stop it. And then we see that overwhelming kind of parabolic success followed by some healthy retracement, resulting in a significantly higher floor than where we were before. Now, we have yet to experience that for a long time now, but all the technical analysis and all of the societal and cultural sea shifts surrounding Dogecoin would strongly suggest that this is coming. And I believe that there's a pretty decent probability that this sort of parabolic rise will happen within the first quarter of this year. So I think there's a lot to be optimistic about. I think there's a lot to digest and keep an eye on. As you recall, about 7-8 months ago, we saw Dogecoin go from about 6 cents to about 45 cents over the course of 48 hours. And it was seemingly unprovoked, right? It was a seemingly unprovoked event. People are like, this is wild. There wasn't any particular Elon tweets that set it off and got that going, or any particular event that really got that going. It was a groundswell of grassroots support that led to a critical mass of interest that just finally came to head and bursting at the seams to a degree that we hadn't seen before with Dogecoin. And I do strongly feel that that's likely going to be the case again. Now, I wouldn't put it past Dogecoin to even potentially make it past up and above 50 cents within the first quarter of this year. That wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Plus, folks, this is an educational matter. The public just right now is waking up and realizing, most people, aside from us dorks here, right, that follow this stuff on a daily basis, but the public's perception at large as it relates to Dogecoin, it's just now starting to dawn on them that Dogecoin is not simply a joke or a meme coin, that it's something with very serious utility. And now we are just starting to see that page turn, right? That sea shift within the mainstream media and the way they talk about Dogecoin, the way they cover Dogecoin, saying, there's a headline that came out today, former joke coin, right? What's interesting, former. So And we do have Elon Musk to attribute to a lot of helping to change the narrative of that. But more so than that, I would attribute getting that conversation started, ultimately resulting in those conversation changers that folks like you and I. We have been coming to the mat night after night, talking about these matters and why Dogecoin is poised to be the number one digital currency in the retail space in the future, and where it shines in relation to where other popular cryptocurrencies may fall short in fulfilling that role. Now, Dogecoin certainly has its shortcomings as well, particularly as it relates to, I wouldn't necessarily think that it's going to be a sort of digital gold that's going to have huge appreciating value over time like Bitcoin, I think, will continuously be. And that's okay. Different projects and different coins are going to fulfill different needed roles, and they're all playing their part, they're all playing their role. And I believe that the retail space and retailers themselves are just beginning to entertain the thoughts that we've all known and take for granted for so long now over the last year. So just hang in there, folks. Hang in there, folks. I believe this is all part of a big, successful journey. And you know what? The road to success, the road to real success, is paved by very patient folks. Patient folks with tenacity and positivity to see things through. If we were all born with this immaculate, inherent sense of patience, well, there'd be millionaires and billionaires everywhere, weren't there? 7-1 says, I screwed up. I minted an NFT to commemorate Tesla's first day of accepting Doge, but the mint date shows the next date, probably because the minted in a different country. Oh, yeah. Sorry to hear that. You got to watch those time zones. Keith can't last. He's going to bed. I don't know if Crypto Batman's still in the mix. Crypto Batman, show us a sign of life if you haven't fallen asleep yet. Crypto Batman had another cool stream on right before I got on with Thomas, the former chief developer of SafeMoon, and I caught the first half of it, but then I had to prep and get ready for this show. So, guys, if you haven't hit that like button, if I could just ask you to do that, it really does help out a lot. Anyway, Block Crypto reporting Tesla appears to be have launched now payment for option for Dogecoin. Most of the code is already present on the JavaScript files Tesla uses for processing payment, but the part of Dogecoin is forced to return null no matter what happens, etc., etc. We went over this story last night, and what's interesting, there's enough evidence now to suggest that Dogecoin is so deeply woven, in the Tesla coding that it's just a matter of opening up and toggling it from being hidden to unhidden to bring Dogecoin into full assimilation into Tesla. And what I mean by that is you will not just be able to purchase select merchandise with Dogecoin on the Tesla website, but every Tesla product, including all of the vehicles. And of course, that's what we want. I do believe that what we're experiencing now in the decision, the so-called trial balloon that Elon has alluded to in its rollout for Dogecoin integration with Tesla, I believe it's just a precursor of even much bigger, better things to come. And I think once that's announced on phase 2, what I mean by that is full Dogecoin integration with Tesla products. I believe that's where the real bump's going to come, and I think that's when things get really real. I think that's when things are going to get really real for a lot of well-money investors that have kind of just been sitting on the sidelines. There's a lot of these guys. I've talked to them. I've seen them out there, and they're usually really big Bitcoin investors and not much else. They're usually CEOs or VPs of large companies, and of course they want to accumulate and really accumulate the value of their company by putting investments into projects with incredible margins. And Bitcoin, comparatively to stocks, is yield incredible margins. Now, a lot of other companies had copied the Tesla model. Okay, the Tesla model in terms of investing in Bitcoin and holding for a few years at a time, and really increasing the value of their company consequentially and their liquidity. Now, Tesla has kind of operated as a template reference for a large chunk of the business community. So if those first month earnings reports show that Dogecoin is an overwhelming success with Tesla and Tesla merchandise, I think we could really see things cascade. I think we could really see things cascade and domino throughout the larger business community, wanting to sign up and get on board with Dogecoin acceptance. So for those of you who are Dogecoin enthusiasts, Dogecoin investors, I believe that we have a very unique window of opportunity here that shouldn't be missed, that shouldn't be overlooked. If you have Dogecoin hanging out in a wallet wherein you are able to spend it, I want to encourage you to get on that Tesla website and see what's left for merchandise that you can purchase with Dogecoin. You don't even have to spend a whole lot. And what's even cooler about it, Tesla has now next leveled it for Dogecoin to the likes of which we've never seen before, where when you choose to pay with Dogecoin, it will tell you exactly how much Doge each item costs. So now it gets people thinking in terms of how many Dogecoins for this item, how many Dogecoins for that item. And this is the sort of stuff that really creates mass adoption. So if we can absolutely knock it out of the park here, I tweeted a little bit earlier in the night, hey, wouldn't it be great if the Doge community could just sell out of every bit of merchandise available on Tesla's website to be paid for with Dogecoin? I mean, that would send a huge, huge statement. We kind of did that with Mark Cuban as it relates to the Mavericks store. And, you know, the first month earnings reports came through for Mark. What was that, about 9 months ago? And what did it reveal? It showed that he made more money on Dogecoin in 1 month that he made in sales on Bitcoin sales in its totality since they started accepting Bitcoin. So that reality really strongly impressed on Mark Cuban. That's what we call proof of concept in the business arena. And so I think that there's going to be likely a direct parallel and realization that happens when those first earnings reports come back for Tesla. And let's not let folks down. Let's do it to it. I myself, I got a few Tesla items with my Dogecoin. I'm looking forward to getting them. And yeah, I just think this is a fun time to be around, a fun time to be involved. Not only in Dogecoin, but cryptocurrency, the future of digital currency, etc. King of Clowns, welcome back. Doge must be out of shape for not running in months. Yeah, you know, I don't sweat it too much. I think this is all part of the journey. I personally am very confident in the long-term success of Dogecoin. And keep in mind, this is only phase one, folks. This is only phase one of Dogecoin integration into Tesla. There's still many big moneyed investors that aren't quite sure to feel about Dogecoin until there is full Dogecoin adoption with Tesla, wherein people can actually buy cars. Now, when that happens, and I believe will happen within the first quarter of this year, that is kind of the barometer. It's kind of the metric by which these very well moneyed investors are judging it. So once that happens, I think a lot of well-money investors that have been kind of on the fence about Dogecoin will likely ape in. And I think we could see some very bullish market trends consequentially. So yeah, stay tuned, folks. Still a lot to be excited about. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Benzinga reporting, will Tesla accept Dogecoin for vehicles? Musk surprised cryptocurrency enthusiasts and Tesla fans in late 21 when he announced that on Twitter that the electric car company would start accepting Dogecoin for some purchases of their merchandise. The company, which previously accepted Bitcoin for purchases of its electronic vehicles before removing the option to pay with Bitcoin in May 21, has long been a vocal supporter of cryptocurrency and the potential it has changed the world in the future, much like electric vehicles have already changed the world as we know it. Musk began talking about Dogecoin online in early 21, just before Tesla announced it would accept Bitcoin as a form of payment on Tesla vehicles. Just a few months later, citing pressure from environmentalists, Tesla removed the ability of customers to purchase with Bitcoin. Now, Musk said that the company would see how it goes, listen up folks, regarding letting users purchase certain merchandise with Dogecoin. This suggests that the decision to accept Dogecoin may not be permanent, or that the company could expand the payment method to include vehicles if it goes well. Regardless, no official announcements on whether consumers can buy a vehicle with Dogecoin has come yet, but signs are pointing to that being a possibility in the future. Now, let me give you my opinion, what I think about this. Folks, think about it. Think about it for a moment here. We have conclusive evidence now that shows that Elon Musk has been in touch with a few key Dogecoin developers going as far back as 4 years ago. So Elon's interest in Dogecoin isn't some recent passing fancy or trend. It stretches back about 4 years, and he started a dialogue with the Dogecoin devs to optimize, see what he can do to encourage the complete optimization of the performance of Dogecoin. And since then, a lot of fine-tuning and strides have been made. In short, I personally don't believe that Elon, who has such an extensive history and relationship with Dogecoin and his interest in it, particularly a man, keep in mind, who has a pet named Floki, who is a Shiba Inu, what is the breed mascot for Dogecoin, and that's what inspired him to purchase that pet. This is a man with a clear, incredibly strong affinity for dog money. I don't think he's going to stop here, folks. I don't think he's going to stop at just accepting Dogecoin for select merchandise. I think that he is already planning on the complete rollout for full Dogecoin acceptance of Tesla. Furthermore, many times these things take time. So we need to be patient in terms of how that's going to reflect in market value and what that looks like. Of course, we all want to get right back to 70 cents overnight. Of course, we all want that. But that's not necessarily what's best for the long-term sustainability of value for a project. What goes up must come down. Every market is subject to the laws of gravity, cryptocurrency being no exception. I've talked about this many times in the past, but that you want to see healthy growth with retracements along the way, but just as long as the trajectory is one that keeps ascending overall. That's what you want. You don't want total, complete vertical parabolic rise all at once, because that's likely going to result in the opposite reaction, vertically going down. We see this so much with so many of the BSC projects, so many of the low market cap projects, and that's why I encourage you guys, if you're playing those high risk, high reward games with those projects, don't be scared to take your profits while things are up and get out, okay? So I think what we are seeing is a tale of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I know those of us who may have been invested in Dogecoin in a year or less, we can get a little bit impatient, but also keep in mind, it was just about 12, 13 months ago that Dogecoin was a fraction of a penny. It was worth a fraction of a penny. And right now we're pushing at about 19 of those pennies, folks. So do the math there. That is pretty substantial growth. And I think there's the best is yet to come, no doubt about it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. She won't be in the picture as a payment. Someone says in the chat, look, I'm not here to diss Sheeb. People have made amazing money in it. Heck, to be honest with you, I wish I would have thrown $1,000 at Sheeb 2 years ago. I would be retired right now. But hindsight's always 20. It's easy to say that now, right? That being said, I think the likelihood of Sheeb becoming a real mainstay powerhouse in the retail transactional space, I think it's very low. And for one simple reason, predominantly, is that Sheeb runs on the ERC20 blockchain. That means it's subject to all the same gas fees as Ethereum. So again, do the math there, folks. AMC announced after they accepted Dogecoin that they're also accepting SHIB, and, you know, round of applause. That's all fine and good. But at the end of the day, how many folks are going to be paying $50 in gas fees for a couple tickets to Men in Black 6 and some popcorn and jujubes? Not many folks. Not many folks. Not many folks are doing that. But conversely, how many folks would be willing to pay for their AMC experience with dog money, with Dogecoin, which literally costs pennies. Pennies. In some cases, fractions of pennies for these kinds of transactions. I don't have the exact numbers with me on hand right now, but we worked it out one night where you can transfer $300,000 worth of Dogecoin for less than 50 cents. I maybe even think it's less than 25 cents now, but those are just extraordinary capabilities, guys. Extraordinary capabilities that are very hard pressed to be matched. But yeah, Mama Crypto says there will be other cases for SHIB, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Different projects are going to shine in different ways. Different projects are going to have different strengths and focuses than other projects, and that's okay. That's all fine and good. That's why I'm also invested in other projects like AVAX and Lunaterra, etc. And I'm also a big fan of Ethereum as well, because of that, and that's okay. And that's why it's kind of silly when you get into this uber maximalist mentality. I can't help but think of the Bitcoin maximalists when we have conversations like this, because the problem with the Bitcoin maximalists is they are so fired up about Bitcoin being the be-all, end-all and only legitimate digital currency that they are unable. It kind of acts as a blindfold towards seeing the what has become evolved as the shortcomings of Bitcoin, and it also blinds them from seeing the strengths in other projects, right? So, yeah. Alex says, bro, what if Elon lets go of tech mercy? I don't know. What if? I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. You never know. Now, Mark Cuban also, again, speaking of which, from before, has been defending and singing the praise of Dogecoin yet again. iTech Post reports Doge has surged in recent days amid a broader crypto rally and the acceptance of Dogecoin on Tesla. In a Twitter exchange, the Dallas Mavericks owner again insisted that Dogecoin is actually best suited for mainstream consumer payments, and is even better than a lottery ticket, emphasizing the coin's performance over the past year. So again, here we have Mark Cuban standing up to the Bitcoin maxis yet again, unequivocally saying that he feels that Dogecoin is actually best suited for mainstream consumer payments. What does that mean? Best suited for mainstream consumer payments. That is exactly what we've been talking about the show for so many nights, right? That Dogecoin is the best suited digital currency for broad-based retail purchasing of both large and small, and those are a very important role to play, and one that the business community is largely really yearning for. So it's good to see Mark Cuban continuously repping the Doge, defending the Doge. I love it. On to other news here. Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather have been sued by investors over alleged crypto scam. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. A class action lawsuit accuses Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather of artificially inflating the price of cryptocurrency Ethereum Max. Yeah, I've heard of this project, and it looked a bit iffy to me right out of the gate. And by the way, just to be clear, Ethereum Max has no direct relation with Ethereum. The celebrities made false or misleading statements about the little-known token on social media. The lawsuit claims Ethereum Max lost around 97% of its value since early June. Ouch, leading some investors to label it as a pump-and-dump scheme. Well, it's certainly a good buy-in price at that point. But you couldn't get much more high-risk, high-reward if you aped in at this point on a project like this, folks. Kim K and Floyd Mayweather are being sued over allegations they misled investors when promoting the little-known crypto called Ethereum Max to their millions of social media followers. A class action lawsuit filed last Friday in the U.S. District Court and Central District of California accuses Ethereum Max and its celebrity promoters of working together to artificially inflate the price of the token by making false or misleading statements in social media posts. Kardashian caused a stir last year when she made an Instagram post promoting Ethereum Max token. Are you guys? I'm going to try to do my Kim Kardashian impression. Are you guys into crypto? Kardashian wrote. This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends just told me about Ethereum Max token, it seems really promising. Kardashian included the hashtag ad in the message suggesting she was paid to promote it. It's not clear how much she was paid by Ethereum Max, though estimates place her fee sponsored by Instagram post in 500,000 to 1 million range. Meanwhile, Mayweather endorsed the token in his boxing match, blah, blah, blah. Look, it's pretty difficult to prove in a court of law that this is patently a scam project. You're going to really have to bring the receipts in terms of if it was a rug pull or not. I haven't looked deep enough into Ethereum Max to know whether it was a rug pull or not, but I know oftentimes people will throw around that term quite loosely to describe projects that simply failed to perform well. Because with low market cap projects, it doesn't take a lot to really tank the value in pretty short order if you just got a couple big whales holding up most of that market cap value and cashing out. So I don't know, I think the case against her is pretty iffy, but when you're in a position like Kim K, do you even really need that money, Kim? Come on. Mama Crypto coming in with $5 super chat. Buying with Doge was super easy. I'm going to buy more. Huggles win Vegas. Folks, not sure yet, but I am working behind the scenes to make it come together. For those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, I am working on putting together a Doge community, a Steele community, inspired weekender getaway party in Vegas, baby. Within 2022. One of the regular viewers of this show, his name is Jesse Hughes. He is the frontman and guitarist and brainchild of the band, the Eagles of Death Metal. As of now, anyway, I can't say this is going to happen for sure, but he was in the chat here last night. And he was in the studio, and he said he talked to his bandmates, and they agreed that they would play a show. The Eagles of Death Metal would play a live show in Vegas for our weekender party. So this could really turn out to be something much, much bigger than our crew here, even much bigger than the Doge community. So we've got some very exciting things in the pike. Honestly, we may not be the biggest community here, but the amount of talent involved among our members here, among our viewers here, is just absolutely extraordinary. We've got just the best quality people here, hands down. Mama Crypto, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for helping keep a little pep in my step and keeping the bills paid. Appreciate it. Now, what story should I go to next, folks? I'm not sure, but I think we'll go with a fun one. They're all fun. Let's go with a strange one. Get this. These are the strangest news stories, voted the strangest news stories from 2021. Here's a recap of some of the weirdest things that happened this year. Are you guys ready? Because there's a couple real doozies here. Get this one cracked me up. A Texas DPS mistakenly issues an Amber Alert for a Chucky doll. The Texas Department of Public Safety made Texans stop and stare at their phones on January after accidentally sending out an Amber Alert for a disturbing pair of dolls, Glenn Ray and Chucky from Child's Play horror films. Yes, this really happened. The alert sent out Friday, January 29th, said Chucky was last seen wearing blue denim overalls with multicolored striped long sleeve shirt, wielding a huge kitchen knife. Keep in mind, this was Amber Alert that was sent out to half of Texas. Glenn was spotted wearing a blue shirt with a black collar. Eventually, DPS officials clarified the reason for sending out the alert, saying the IT department sent it out by mistake during a test. Yeah, mistake. I think somebody at the IT department sent it out on purpose as a trolling effort. Maybe they were on their way out and decided to put in one last hurrah in there. The good news is that the creepy dolls were never actually loose in Texas. Well, what a relief. What a relief. Now, the next weirdest story here's of 2021. The long-awaited UFO report released to the public by the Pentagon wasn't exactly all as hyped up to be. The investigators said they didn't find any evidence of extraterrestrials after reviewing 144 sightings of aircrafts during flying the devices. However, they did draw a few other conclusions. According to a report from the Associated Press, researchers said they needed better data and collection, and that there was too little information for them to broadly characterize the nature of the incident. In short, more work needs to be done. Yeah, I don't know about that. How many of you guys saw that footage of the UFOs flying along the side of U.S. U.S. fighter pilots, rather? These things were hovering and defying laws of physics as we know it. They're taking what appeared to be 90-degree turns on very short notice. So I don't know, call that what you will, but I would say that's just observing that and having it confirmed that it's real by the Pentagon. To me, that's enough to suggest that there's something out there, folks. Tongue-eating creature found in Texas park. Wow. Yes, this tongue-eating parasite fish is real. What's worse, it was found in a Texas state park. A tongue-eating louse was found inside the mouth of a Atlantic croaker. And this is disgusting. Never go fishing in that pond, folks. My God, never go fishing in that pond. See if there's any other wacky stories here that are worth reading. Oh, I don't know. Here's one last one. Plumber finds 500 money-filled envelopes in the walls of a Houston megachurch. Holy shnikes. I'm sure some of you remember hearing about this one, but this happened towards the end of 2021. It was an extremely lucky day for a plumber in Houston after he found hundreds of envelopes of cash and checks in the walls of Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church while he was making some repairs. This comes years after $600,000 was stolen from the church in 2014, according to CPRC. Was it stolen or not? Or was it just hidden in the walls, right? The crime was never solved. I wonder why. The plumber, who wants to remain anonymous, was initially called to remove the tile to fix a loose toilet on November 10th. When he began to move the toilet and insulation, and then that was about 500 envelopes fell out of the wall containing money. Imagine being that guy. He then contacted the church's maintenance supervisor and turned in his findings. However, the plumber did get a fairly hefty reward, $20,000 from Crime Stoppers for his discovery. Wild stuff. Colin DeLuffy coming in, celebrating membership for 6 months. I Steele, love you a long time. Love you long time. Thank you, Mr. Luffy. Thank you for continued support over the last 6 months. Much appreciated. Zombie Doge Army coming in with $5.69 super chat. Type 69 in the chat if you bought Doge merch with Dogecoin. I love it. And I am putting a big 6-9 up in the hizza for Zombie Doge Army Super Chat. Thank you, Zombie Doge. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Folks, if you're new here, you've been watching Steven Steele Live. I am, of course, Steven Steele. It's wonderful to have you with us for a special Midnight Mass edition of the show. If you're not already a member, I would encourage you to at least subscribe, hit all that notification bell, and ascend with us to the moon, Mars, and beyond. If you haven't already hit that like button, if I could just humbly ask you to do so, it's the number one thing you can do to help the channel out. Appreciate it so much, folks. Let's go to the next story. Morning Glory. And where will it take us? Anyway, Dogecoin, phase one of the Dogecoin Tesla acceptance, just really smashing it, dominating, absolutely dominating the headlines. Here are a few. Tesla starts accepting the once joke cryptocurrency Dogecoin. That is courtesy of the BBC. See how the narrative is shifting. See how the narrative's changing. The once joke cryptocurrency, as in past, previous. So we are finally putting that behind us. Of course, we always want to keep the fun and the jokiness in the mix of Dogecoin. It's an essential part of its culture, the way I see it. That being said, it's not only recognized, before very recently, the narrative was that Dogecoin was simply a meme and a joke, but now it's finally dawning, even on the mainstream media, that Doge is much more than that and offers solid utility. CoinDesk reporting. Dogecoin surges as payments go live on Tesla Store, and this was the predominant topic of discussion on their roundtable live feed simulcast. Then we had Cointelegraph reporting this on the front page today. Dogecoin leaves 25% after Musk announces Doge payments for Tesla merch. Bullish news comes months after the billionaire entrepreneur said Doge was a better token to transact than Bitcoin. Yes, he said this unequivocally. After the announcement, Doge jumped nearly 13%, hitting a 30-day high at 21.5 cents. Its upside move came as part of a larger intraday rally that already was taking place before Musk's Dogecoin tweet went viral. The Doge price went up over 25% in January 14th before correcting below 20 cents on profit taking. Tesla's integration of Doge payment option on its shopping portal came almost a month after Musk shared his willingness to accept the cryptocurrency as payment on a test basis. At the center of Musk's love for Doge was its better than Bitcoin features. What he's calling is better. I like that. Better than Bitcoin features. Better than Bitcoin features, primarily as a payment option due to its lowering electricity consumption. In excerpts from Musk's statements to Time magazine, he explained just this, and we've gone over this before, but it's worth repeating. It's a quote so nice you want to say it twice. Fundamentally, Bitcoin is not a good substitute for transactional currency. Even though it was created as a silly joke, Dogecoin is better suited for the transactions. 110% agree. What's going on in the chat? A lot of 69 in the chat. I think a lot of people have been, I think the Dogecoin community has really been showing up and showing out for Tesla merch, buying a lot of Tesla merch up with the Doge. Keep it up, folks. This is a real incredible window of opportunity to make our voices heard, to vote with those Doge dollars. Can you dig it? Fox Business reporting Elon Musk trashes California's bizarre solar tax proposal. Tesla estimates the new energy metering rules would add $50 to $80 per month to solar customers' electric bills. Elon Musk bashed California's proposal for new energy metering rules on solar panels Wednesday, calling the idea a bizarre anti-environment move. While the company said consumers will get stuck with higher energy bills. Tesla Silicon Valley Club reports, please help the solar tax by Gavin Newsom. Make your voice heard. All the information is posted out here. Get the word out. So essentially what's happening is California's net energy metering, the NEM program, has enabled well over 1 million customers to install roughly 10,000 megawatts of customer cited renewable generation, almost all of which is a rooftop solar. The program reduces the demand for the state's electricity grid as much as 25% during the midday when the sun is shining. Well, why on earth would you tax those citizens more? Why on earth would you do that? I agree with Elon here. This is a very bizarre move from a governor that purports to be a friend of the environment. Why wouldn't you encourage more of this and how would you encourage more of this? Do you think you would encourage more green energy practices on homeowners by taxing them more or less? This isn't rocket science, people. This isn't rocket science. And to me, it's policies such as this that really are kind of behind the mass exodus that we are seeing of Californians relocating and migrating to other parts of the country. Considering the trajectory that California is on, I can only anticipate that that's going to continue in greater and greater numbers. So, just interesting, just interesting. Check this out. This comes courtesy of CoinDesk. Billionaire investor Bill Miller has now 50% of his personal wealth in Bitcoin. The famed fund manager has now invested heavily in Bitcoin in his funds before. Market beating fund manager and billionaire Bill Miller is so bullish on Bitcoin that its investments tied closely to the crypto market now represent 50% of his personal assets, he recently reviewed in an interview. This is a very bullish sign for cryptocurrency, folks. When you have one of the richest men in the world, one of the wealthiest, most successful men in the world, tying up literally half of all their assets and accumulated wealth in Bitcoin, in cryptocurrency, that indicates a very bullish, promising future for digital currency when you're putting that much money on the line. So I think it's an incredibly good sign. Incredibly good sign. Let's see what's going on in chat here. Thanks for all your support with the Dogex community. Carl says, you're very welcome. I haven't given up on Dogex. Look, folks, not every project's going to go gangbusters right out of the gate. That's just not realistic. But what I can tell you is, over the course of this past year, we saw a lot of NFT projects on a larger scale, anywhere from, like, let's say 7,000 to 12,000 pieces being minted. But a lot of those projects, we didn't see a lot of follow through post mint. Now, I will say I was a little bit disappointed with the seemingly sluggishness of the rollout of post mint plans for Dogex, but I will say this. Their team has really pulled it together, and they have released essentially what would be a roadmap or a forthcoming objectives coming down the pike very soon for Dogex. And I read over those plans. I was incredibly impressed by them, including a Dogex token, its own Dogex token crypto, in which will be airdropped to holders of the Dogecoin NFTs. The Dogex NFTs, which will act as an actual passive income. So that's super attractive, super strong move there. And this dev team could have left the project to die, but they really haven't. These new plans are so ambitious and so strong. It's really reinvigorated a lot of excitement with the Dogex community. And of course, too, the new Dogex website goes up within the week here. An 8-bit style video games coming out, staking rewards, all these sort of things. I think, to me, are really kind of setting the stage for a project that could be a real strong long-term success. And particularly right now, the entry level is such which it's Dogex is still very accessible, so there's real opportunity there for some sort of nice margins. So let's see here. Let me refresh the chart on Dogecoin. Dogecoin right now, still a lot of volume going up. We have seen a little bit more of a bullish trend since we've been up here. Looks like we're headed back up over 19 cents. Great to see, great to see. Right now we're looking at a 15-minute chart. Let's go in just for fun on a 5-minute chart here, in which we see a green weenie coming in. And hopefully this continues. I think the floor is holding up pretty solid for Dogecoin, right below 19 cents, a little bit above 19 cents, and has remained so throughout much of the day, certainly throughout the evening. It's a really good sign. We are seeing a new higher floor established in the wake of the hype, and that's a very good sign. That's a very good sign. Audio Freak says, I bought a Cybertruck with Hot Wheels remote control car. Lasted 2 minutes and the little motor got my hair wrapped in it. Careful out there. Careful out there with your mini Cybertrucks, guys. Don't get your hair caught in the mini Cybers. Hunter Wayne says they are neat. I ordered the Cyber Quad, and the oldest is 6. He's going to be the coolest kid in our town. Oh my gosh, you got your 6-year-old a Cyber Quad. He is going to be the envy at his school for sure. All-star dad there, Hunter Wayne. Lucky kid, man. Lucky kid. It's Hot Wheels. I loved Hot Wheels. I played with a lot of Hot Wheels when I was a kid. But the thing I played with the most when I was a kid was G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was my favorite. G.I. Joe was my favorite. Folks, if you're not already following me on Twitter, I assume that most of you are. But in the event you're new here and you're not already following me on Twitter, I'm going to put that link to my Twitter in the chat because I'm very active over there. And I love staying connected to community members on the Twitter. So put that link in the chat there. Feel free to go ahead and give me a follow if you haven't already. So how long do I think it's going to be before there's going to be full Dogecoin integration of within Tesla, folks? I think I'm going to give it an incredibly high probability of that happening within the first quarter of this year. In fact, I'd probably get about a 75% chances that we'll see full Dogecoin integration for Tesla within the first quarter of 2022. Audio Freak says Doge was number 4 in 24-hour volume yesterday. Yes, that is true. No lie detected. No lie detected. Very bullish, guys. Very bullish. Late night Pamp incoming. I certainly hope you're right. Wouldn't be the first time. Maybe we could blame it on the rain. No, blame it on the Steele effect, of course. The Steele effect. It's interesting. We've kind of been trading exactly sideways right at $18.99 for the last couple of minutes, which is very unusual. We're on a 5-minute chart here on the screen. A little bit of a green weenie just trying to break out. It's trying to break out, as Mojo Nixon said. Hunter Wayne says, love all of you. Great group of people. Love the Doge Jam. Yeah, we've got the best community here. We really do. We've got the best community. Hope you guys are having a good time. It is technically Saturday, but we'll still call it a Friday night. It's a Friday night till we get there tomorrow. That's the way I see it, guys. It's Friday night until I wake up tomorrow. That's just how I see it, boppers. That's just how I see it. Rodrigo, how's Dogex doing? I just got done talking about Dogex, Rodrigo. You must have just tuned in. Again, Dogex, the Dogex development team, just off the heels of releasing their plans for what they're calling phase 2 of Dogex. Very, in my opinion, very strong, ambitious phase 2 plans. Has to be kind of reinvigorated, re-excited about the Dogex project. Essentially, Dogex holders are going to have an opportunity to earn passive income by simply being a holder, which I think is super cool. Among other things. So I'm still bullish about Dogex. I'm excited about what they're doing over there, and I genuinely love the artwork. So there's that too. There's that too, baby. But guys, would it be great? Let's sell out all Tesla merch via Dogecoin. Really send a message. Really send shockwaves across crypto land. Felipe 49, thank you for the £5 super chat. Appreciate you. Hi, Steven. Sending some love from the UK. What's your take on Doge integrated on Thorchain? Sounds like an interesting concept. You know who I really want to talk about that with is my friend and core Dogecoin developer, Ross Nickel. He was supposed to be on the show here, but I was feeling too under the weather the night before last. But I'm in close talks with Ross. We're going to have him back on the show very soon. I would love to ask him about this. I wouldn't say that this is something that I know a great deal about. Frankly, I'm familiar with Thorchain, but as it relates to Dogecoin and how it significantly impacts it, pretty much. I'm just gonna hold my tongue until I learn more about it. Put it that way. But the possibilities seem exciting. Sorry I don't have a better answer for you, Felipe, but I got to keep it real. Jason Upman, good to see you in the mix. Hey, what's good, fam? Better late than never, Jason Huffman. Better late than never. Anyway, let's see what else I have on the notes here. Elon Musk unveils. This is very, very interesting, folks. Elon Musk unveils massive new device for catching rockets from space. Yes, this is real. Elon Musk shared a video of a tower designed to catch the company's massive Starship rocket. Starship, the vessel that Musk says will eventually take astronauts to Mars, comes equipped with 29 Raptor engines, stands 400 feet tall, and is able to carry over 220,000 pounds in orbit. Earlier this week, Musk gave his Twitter followers a look at the new structure. It's the Starship launch and what he's calling a catch tower. A catch tower. Man, I would love to, I'm just anticipating seeing that happen. Last month, Musk unveiled another Starship project, the security and modification of Pad 39A in Florida, which once served as the iconic launch point for NASA's Apollo missions and space shuttle flights. Construction of Starship orbital launch pad at the Cape has begun, tweeted the executive. 39A has hollowed spaceflight ground. No place more deserving of a Starship launch pad, he added. Will have similar but improved ground systems tower to Starbase. So, we have seen Elon Musk make science fiction an absolute reality with just stunning, incredible images of rockets landing. It almost looks like footage is playing in reverse of launch pads. And I'm actually going to leave you guys with the outro that I made and edited of this sort, many of this sort of footage that I call interplanetary species. I'll leave you guys with that footage tonight where you can see that, where you see rockets just dropping out of the sky before the engines kick in and they land in reverse. I mean, we've never seen technology that extraordinary as it relates to space exploration before Elon Musk came along. Jason Huffman, by the way, coming in with a generous super chat with a goal super sticker. I love it. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for literally helping to keep the lights on over here at Steele HQ. Appreciate you. Jason coming in strong. No surprise. Jason Huffman usually always comes in strong. He's the dude, man. He's the man. So NFT sales are absolutely booming right now, and it's good to see. It's really good to see because there's just a whole new injection of excitement into the NFT scene. CoinDesk reports OpenSea on track for record month as NFT sales absolutely boom. Despite a bloody start to the year for Bitcoin and Ether, the volume of NFTs is reaching all-time highs. For the first half of January, OpenSea has generated nearly, get this, 2.7 billion in volume, which is on track to surpass the 3.4 billion high it notched in August. The resurgence of NFT volume appears to be driven by the price surge in NFT collection Bored Ape Yacht Club and its sister collections Mutant Ape Yacht Club and Bored Ape Kennel Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club collections alone account for approximately 10% of the volume in OpenSea, according to calculations by CoinDesk. So we are seeing just a massive amount of excitement and money exchanging on the NFT scene, particularly on OpenSea. I've noticed some NFTs that have kind of been sitting around for a while that I've kind of almost forgotten about, that I've been hanging on to, but getting more and more competitive offers with each passing day. Now, I made a promise to myself that 2022 I was going to even make a stronger effort to not get left holding the bag, to be happy with profits and just keep it moving. So I told myself in 2022 I was going to even adhere to that more than I have in the past. And so I'm going to try to learn to part with my NFTs probably this month while they're up, while the NFT market is strong, and solidify that liquidity and just be happy with that. It's when you get too greedy, when you want to hold on to everything all the time because you think it's all gonna go to the moon. You think it's all each gonna give you a Lambo respectively. I think it's when you get in trouble. I think it's when you end up getting that L column more than the W column. So you gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them. You gotta know when to walk away. You gotta know when to run. A great man once said. Ah, yes, indeed. So let me refresh the Dogecoin chart. Volume is still very high, particularly for this late at night. We finally breached up at 19 cents right now at last, finally. Another green candle going up. This is a very, very good sign for the Doge. Hanging tough, hanging in there. Donna Tabuki, better late than never, coming in with the $20 super chat. She says, sorry I'm late, no worries. Thank you so much, Donna. Always good to see you. Thank you for helping keep the lights on over here at Steele HQ. Great to see you, Donna. Great to see you. We love the Tabukis here on Steven Steele Live. Check this out. Very interesting concept. A New York restaurant claims it will open for NFT holders only. Wow. Although the restaurant won't officially open its doors till 2023, two types of memberships are already on sale on Ethereum. And who is behind this, you might ask? The VCR Group, the hospitality company founded by entrepreneur Gary V. Gary V, guys. Gary V. Social network titan mogul Gary V. Announced the live token sale of the latest members-only private dining club in New York City called Flyfish Club. Prospective seafood restaurantgoers must purchase their membership on the blockchain, sold as a NFT. The Flyfish Club is the world's first members-only private dining club where membership is purchased on the blockchain. So interesting concept. We knew this was coming, but now we're going to actually see this experiment cross over into reality. I suppose if there's any place in the world to trial balloon it, it would be in New York City. It would be in Manhattan, right, folks? It would be there. It would be there. So I do think this is interesting. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that this is going to be a popular, successful template going forward, but I could be wrong, and we'll see how it shakes out. Let's see what's going on in the chat, folks. Let's see what's going on in the mix. Wow, you guys are making my $5 look like pocket change with these super chats. Every super chat is important. Crypto Leprechaun, good to see you in the mix. Doge is the digital currency of the future. Big agree there. I think this is only the beginning, folks. Only the beginning. And, who knows? We could see Dogecoin continually ascend in value into the twilight. It's about 1 a.m. in my neck of the woods. If you're out in that West Coast, it's not even midnight yet. You are looking at about 11 p.m. If you're in Flow Rider on the West Coast, you are a true Doge After Darker. Coming in at about 2 a.m. bar time. Folks, let's see what else is going on in the chat. I hear upstate New York has abandoned homes and property cheap. I've heard the same as well. It very well might be a buyer's market. Let's see. Xena, massive rally. Yeah, yesterday by any objective definition was a massive rally. In fact, Dogecoin is up nearly 30% since Monday. Considering the market cap of Doge right now is sitting, I'll tell you how much. At $25 billion. Yeah, that is a massive rally. I would say a 30% increase within a week, one week period, less than 1 week, throughout the course of 4.5 days, does quantify as massive. Crypto Leprechaun, Doge is going to be in addition to the current fiat. We'll never replace it, not in our lifetimes anyway. Next, debit card, credit card. I completely concur, Crypto Leprechaun. I'm kind of a moderate in that regard. I am pretty indifferent to crypto like overtaking the use of fiat. I actually really like cash for multiple reasons, but I also love crypto. And I see the evolution of crypto becoming as popular of a means of payment as the credit card or the debit card. In fact, we will probably see credit card, debit card versions of various cryptocurrencies as form of payment going forward eventually. Yeah, I see it working in tandem. Furthermore, I do think it's important for most every nation to have a national currency respective to its borders, work along the sides of cryptocurrency. Both in tandem, I think, is going to be the most effective way forward. Most effective and sustainable way forward. We have the best community, and Stephen works very hard to keep us under control, says Donna. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate you. Guys, my voice is getting a little tired here. I've been talking a lot, and I'm kind of at the bottom of the show here. I've been going for about almost an hour and a half here, and so I'm going to wind it down. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you enjoyed yourself. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Mr. Steven Steele _, Mr. Steven Steele _ That's where you find me, folks. This is the best community on the planet. I am thankful for each and every one of you folks. Hang in there, folks. Stay positive. Keep the Doge momentum going strong. And until next time, this is your man, Real Deal, Steven Steele, signing off.
If we operate with extreme urgency, then we have a chance of making life multi-planetary. Still just a chance, not for sure. If we don't act with extreme urgency, that chance is probably zero. And the rate of innovation is not going to be constant. It's either going to increase the rate of innovation, or it's going to slow down. If you look at American access to space with Crew, we were able to go to the moon in '69. Then with the space shuttle, we could only go to low Earth orbit. And the space shuttle retired, and then for almost a decade, there was no. America had no access to space for its people. So this is a pretty bad trend. It's trending to zero.
Right.
We need a very strong trend in the other direction in order to have any chance whatsoever of making life multi-planetary.
Yep.
So that's the reason for the extreme sense of urgency.
necessary to make life multi-planetary? To answer more seriously, if you consider the nature of importance itself and say, how do you tell that anything is important? Well, the lens of history is a helpful guide here. And the more you zoom out, the more you can distinguish the things that are important over a great span of time, the truly important things, versus the things that may seem important in the moment but are forgotten once that moment has passed.